Welcome. This modeling module is probably the longest in the entire course, and it's designed to last several weeks. In the end, you're going to wind up modeling primarily with polygons using either a box modeling method, which is starting with a primitive of some sort, or what I'm calling the low poly method, which is starting from a single polygon and extruding that single face outwards. However, there are several other methods of modeling that might be more useful to you in certain circumstances. Now, these are not mutually exclusive approaches. It's just that one might get you to where you want to go more quickly, and then you switch to another kind of modeling. Max is structured to use modifiers and a modifier stack. And so you can take a primitive and then you can put a modifier on it and use that to deform it, or you can animate that deformation. And there are many, many different kinds of modifiers, all of which are context sensitive depending on the type of geometry that you're working with. The second type of modeling that you're going to get into is modeling with shapes. And there are two types of shapes. One is a spline, which is very much like you might deal with in Adobe Illustrator, and the other one is a NURBS curve, which is a specialized type of spline. We will not be getting involved with modeling using splines to create patch surfaces or NURBS surfaces. We're simply going to be using splines as a way to generate a polygonal mesh. But you can find that not only is it faster in some circumstances to generate the mesh, but it also gives you options in terms of detailing the mesh or reshaping the mesh very quickly. Next one that we're going to be looking at is modeling using a bitmap. And a bitmap uses the grayscale to either push up or down the vertex on a surface. Specifically, we're talking about using 256 shades of gray on an 8-bit file, and 0 being black, 255 being white, 127 being the midpoint. So anything above 127 in the color value will create a mountain or a pock, and anything below that will create a depression. So that is modeling with displacement. Next, we will turn to modeling with polygons. And to model with polygons, a very common approach is to begin with orthographic drawings, that is, drawings that are not oriented by distance or showing any kind of perspective, but rather are just head-on shots of maybe front or side or top and so forth. How do you get those into the working environment? And how do you then use that to generate a 3D model? This is referred to as Virtual Studio using image planes. So we're going to cover how to set that up. And then after we've got our image planes in place with our drawings, then we will start modeling using only polygons, starting either with a primitive, which I'm calling box modeling, or using a single polygon and extruding it to generate. And in each step of either approach, you are taking the vertex or the edge or the face, and you are moving it to conform to the drawing. So I wish you fun with this, but as I said, we may spend several weeks on this approach.